Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is ExperiencePoints, and we are back with the very last, the end of the road. We finally made it to the Berlin offensive, and oh yes, is it good? Ha ha ha! Yeah, let's get to it. Ha ha! As we watch the final victory. So, let's see what we're in for. To begin, as always, we will just have a look at the surrounding. So we have supply, which very well supplied. It's the end of the war. So we have a northern supply route, see two in the south, one on the road, the one that isn't, but even the one that's on the south is going to be a 4, 3, 2, 1. So they'll get you halfway to Berlin. The enemy has 2 supply. Now it's very important to note their supply. The one in the north is useless. The one in the south is on the road, same with the other most southern supply route. But this one here isn't on supply that has the objective. It's important to note because this objective, wow, it's tough. This guy can take onslaught after onslaught, and it is Berlin, and it does have the Tiger II in it, and it is, you know, the SS infantry with a 4 defense, as opposed to the much weaker one that's holding the defense. So, yeah, let's get to this. Oh, yes, and just takes personal note. A lot of restarts is going to happen in this game because turn 1 on this has to be done in such a particular order. This objective is really easy, and this one is all about taking the supply. So, let's get to it. Start by removing this unit here. You need to gain access to all the 5 surrounding hexagons of the objective. Also, shuffling is rather difficult, and you can't just ban any of these units without suffering point loss. So, the important thing to note here is with these 4 units, click on each of them, and then click on the unit that you're going to attack, and you'll notice that each one will do a different amount of suppression. It's important to note because the order of this will actually determine if you're able to win this or not. I say that because I started with this unit, which was a 5-5-4, as opposed to, say, this unit, which is a 6-5. Surprisingly, this 5-4 unit, which is a veteran, does more suppression than this unit, which has more attack. So it's important to note the order. So I'm going to use these 2 veteran units first, then I'm going to attack with the unit here that is a 6-5, and then after we've done that, you may notice that I actually suppressed their 88 flak, which means I could airstrafe them. So I used my 2 air attacks there, and then finally I attacked with the last most weak unit, which was the 4-3, and then I put my infantry into the field. So yeah, very important with this. Remember your order of attacks, because that's going to matter. Over here, using my artillery to soften up because we want to break through this way. We really want to get our armor in because we need to start actually winning this objective and taking this by the second turn. If we take it by that, by turn 4, this one is going to be quite weak. If we can take it before that, even better. We need to make sure that any damage we do against this target is permanent. So as you see, we've smashed through their line quite efficiently, in a very German way, you could say, in our own little blitzkrieg. And now we are just trying to link up our supply, because we do need this road for that. You don't have to be too afraid about throwing units at a target, but if you can reinforce some of your armoured units, that will do quite well. And certainly not getting bogged down, you want your armour up front, so it's important to be very mindful. And even just go around checking units and seeing the distances that they can go. Okay, just disbanding a unit there, and now we're trying to breach up here. There's no objective up here. It's really just to keep the forces from coming down here. There's really nothing else to it there. Okay. Poor little unit up here, all alone. The Swine Machine Garrison. And again, just disbanding certain units, particularly those with specialist steps, because I want to push specialist steps into my armoured units. As you'll notice, pretty much all of them do not have special steps. So it's quite important to better equip your units. And I did that on the first turn, so I can immediately put special steps in. Okay, let's get rid of this annoying fella, and then he has quite a nice tank unit. They're the ISU 122. Chums rhymes. And here we go. We're gonna have to make a special effort to remove this unit so that we can actually resupply our troops. Okay, here we go. It's going to begin the assault. I'm just taking the objective that we're meant to take on turn 3, but just take it now while we can. We're going to want to take this supply point. So that's why I'm being so aggressive and throwing as much at it as I can. Also, take note, once I take this objective, this supply point, the flak will be gone. Once the 80-hour flak is gone, I can air suppress the main objective, and he won't be able to reinforce, because once I've taken it, it means any suppression I've done is permanent. So very important to do that. Okay, now we need to get rid of this German motorized. It's got to go. And it will be gone so quick. Fully suppressed there. Okay, we want to put a strong unit there just to make sure there's no funny business, though they can't attack the next turn anyway. So really I'm just doing this to clean up the forces. Maybe even disbanding a tank, like one of these weaker units, but I don't know whether it would come in the next turn or 2 turns after that, which would be too late. Really, our next turn is when we need to reinforce whatever we can reinforce and progress. Okay. Well, as we move our units up and disband a few where we can. We are just reinforcing some units. Perhaps would have been better to reinforce, perhaps ones with special steps as well. And definitely cavalry, but unfortunately I couldn't. So I tried to suppress this unit and did nothing, so I went for the armor because I knew that I need to get rid of it in the next turn as well. Because it is in my way. I want all 6 hexagons to be able to attack. And in the north, it's just a... they can't do anything, they're cut off from supply. Really, we're just getting rid of them because they're there. But again, I would never dedicate any forces to actually going up north and attacking. If anything, all my forces should be coming south. Okay. Now, as you see, they can't resupply, so... quite nice. We're going to airstrike them first and see if we can do anything. Air suppress, destroy a unit, put the city in ruins. Ah, there we go. That was a brilliant result right there. 3 units of air suppression. Okay. And this tank should go bye-bye very soon. Fortunately, these units are now going to be useless, and I can't disband and reinforce any other units in time. But now we basically are just going to see what armor unit is the strongest, and what can we attack with. If we can't attack, what can we... the special steps that we reorganized in the first turn are now coming in 2 turns later. So we're going to see if we can't take the strongest unit we have, and special step it with the artillery, giving the maximum punch. If we can use the artillery and the tank to remove the entrenchment, it'll make any further attacks dramatically easier. Okay, as you see, it lost. Didn't seem to lose supply there, but it couldn't gain it. Okay, my airstrikes did nothing, and now we're just going to start hammering in. The infantry, you will note, it didn't do anything except remove entrenchment, which is really the best I could hope for. And we deleted, we destroyed one of their units, I should say, and now all we have is their special step left, which we managed to suppress, and now we're just going in for the kill. Attacking with our special step unit, and the cavalry can win the day. And you see, it's how it's done. All objectives, well, one was taken early, but that's how it's done. So, to recap, you need to clear out this unit, So just to make sure, and then it's the unit that you leave, because you do need to actually have this unit here have movement points, and he has 2, so he'll be able to take the city. Then bring in these 4 tank units, and then select each, and you'll probably want to attack with your veteran, yeah, slightly weaker at a 5 attack over a regular standard experience 6 attack, because these will give you more suppression at the start, which will mean these will give you more damage. And if you leave a space where they can retreat to, it means there is a chance that he will retreat out, and then you'll be fine to take it from there. Just push through here. This weak unit here, I chose this one because I have 2 artillery units here, which gives me the maximum bang for my buck. Then push your armor up, take this unit out by turn 2 and have a unit on it, a strong unit, so the retaliation or counterattack can't take it back. Then you can airstrafe this, and don't have to worry too much about up here. And that's how it's done. Well, this has been quite an intense campaign, as you see. All brilliant victories, no prestige used. I have actually done the scenario missions that I would like to point out. If you go to scenarios, the road to Berlin, you come down to these 2 fellas here, Zithamor and Zitadale. Sound like elven or dwarvish towns, funny enough. I've done these in the other playlist known as other campaign, but because they weren't really attached to this campaign at all. And from here, I'm actually going to try the Black Turn, which will be quite exciting, and I think it's going to be quite challenging because some of those brilliant victories I've tried and have been just out of reach. So hopefully we'll be able to do that over the next the next 3 playthroughs and knock that one out. But as it stands, this has been quite fun. Yeah, what can I say? This is Experience Points. I hope you've gained some experience overall this campaign. You've picked up some good strategies on how to win, and I've offered some good advice for you, and you've had fun watching. So to the next campaign, and the beginning of the war in the Eastern Front. So have a good one, mate. Ta-ra.